Hello there, friends. It is Catherine Massell. Hello, Ascending Earth Creatrix, Spiritual Growth Catalyst, and Intuitive Energy Healer. And I want to talk to you today about something that has been on my mind for the last, 4 or 5 days, and I've been really feeling into, and I'm sure you have as well. I'm going to share this on my group page, and then we're going to go outside and you're going to get a tour of my house as we do so. So let me just share this because I need to do it on my desktop first and then share. Ooh, there we are. And Angela's here. Hello, darling. If you're joining live, say hello, let me know you're here. And then we're going to go outside because for what I need to talk about, I need the buffer of nature with me to settle my spirit, to ground me, and to talk about the things I want to. So you get a little tour of my house as we go. My big old fireplace. There it is. My lilacs over there. I don't know if you can see them. So we're going outside. Ah, yes. So lovely. And of course, I want to make sure that I get the best lighting possible. So, I'm going to sit on my doggy's cushion and I'm going to talk to you guys. Hopefully, no one will be doing construction out here, anything. Aha. So there I am. See, there's more lilacs behind me. So pretty. So I wanted to, let me get closer. I wanted to talk about something that I feel is a really powerful subject right now, and something that is very, very much a part of the energy of the collective that is so powerful, it is so strong that we can't help but feel it on an individual level as well. If you're here, say hello, let me know that you're here. There is, and I brought this up a couple days ago in a live, and I talked about it yesterday when I talked about self-possession. And if you didn't watch that video yesterday, you can check it out here on my business page or in the group Ascending Earth Creatrix. Talking about this idea of the incredible amount of fear and chaos and pain and sorrow and loss and grief that is rippling through the collective consciousness right now. The density and the concentration of these energies in our human experience now is overwhelming, to say the least. It is making us feel unhinged. It's making us feel extremely uncomfortable, not at home in our bodies, not at home in this world. We are questioning our place, our very existence. Those of you who are paying attention to what's in the media right now, and with a very prominent figure in the fashion world, a woman who wasn't very old, Kate Spade, who committed suicide, and, you know, from outward appearances, looked to be like a fairly successful and happy woman with the world at her fingertips. And it just goes to show you how often we just assume that people are okay. We just assume that if a certain person has a level of success or a level of notoriety, they have fame, they have status, they have money, that they must be okay. They must be okay. They must be well off. And it just goes to show you, regardless of any of those things, and just how hollow that perception of power can be. And I talked about that yesterday with self-possession as well. That those things can be really hollow. Those things are fleeting. The status, the fame, the money, the illusion of having power or control over one's life because you have those things. Those things only go so far, and they don't heal the deeper wounds that we have. And if we don't address the deeper wounds that we have, if we don't reach out and ask for help, if we deny ourselves having our needs met, I'm talking about our deep inner core needs, if we don't ask for healing, if we don't ask for help with our healing, don't assume that someone's going to see the pain that you might think you're wearing on your face, you might think you're wearing as a badge, but other people may not see it, or other people may be so checked into their pain, their macrocosm of painful experience, that they may not be in a place to even recognize that you're in pain. And this is why we have to come together more as a community, specifically as a community of women, to ask for help, to help each other. And I'm going to call somebody out here on this live because I think it's really important. Yesterday in my Ascending Earth Creatrix group, a lovely gal who I've just come to know, Crystal Tien, went, the brave heart that she is, went live in the group and asked for help. And not necessarily anything specific, but called herself out on the things that she was feeling, called herself out on the deeper core wounds and emotions that have been rippling through her consciousness and have been racking her with feelings of inadequacy, with feelings of not knowing her place in the world, not knowing her purpose, not knowing her joy, not knowing her connection to that deeper part of self. When we come out and simply let this just dump it out there, and not in a way where we're just commiserating and talking about our misery and looking for a place to complain. This goes much further than that. This goes much deeper than that. When we come forth and say, I am in pain. I want to be seen. I want to be noticed. I'm a human being just like everyone else. I want to be seen as someone who has flaws and faults and imperfections and is having a really fucking hard time figuring things out. Can you help? That requires, and it takes, an incredible amount of bravery, an incredible amount of self-possession to be able to say, I know who I am, and I know that I'm a powerful and strong-willed woman, but I also know when I need help. I also know when I need to lean on someone else to just give me that push through. And it doesn't mean that you are looking for some deep, crazy, profound answers. Sometimes it means that you just are looking for someone to say, I see me, I see you. I see you, I understand, I witness what you're going through, I understand what you're going through. And you may not even have that level of experience of pain that that person is going through, but we can all empathize with other women, with other people. This is not just a woman's problem, this is a human problem, right? But what happens a lot as women is that we feel that extra bit of yeah, you're not really supposed to ask for help. You're supposed to just run the household, assume that role that you play as a wife, as a mother, as a sister, as a daughter, as a lover, as an employee. We're just supposed to set into those roles and just accept where we are and push through no matter what life throws at us. Push through. And this has certainly been something that we've been taught, many of us, from the time we were very little girls. It's better to be seen, not heard, right? If you are complaining about something, then you're a pussy. You're a wuss. You can't take it. And oftentimes that's projected more onto women than it is on men, which is really weird. But that we're just supposed to unflinchingly fulfill the roles that society expects us to play and not complain about it, not have an opinion about it. And what happens is we deny our pain, we deny our humanity in that process. We deny ourselves a way of expressing our truth. And it's something that we've collectively agreed upon up till now. Things are really, really changing, and this is why all of this feels so intense right now, is because we have many, many timelines around this, collapsing these paradigms and power structures of ways of being, roles that we had to play that simply aren't sustainable anymore, number one, and cannot exist as we ascend. So that's why everything feels extra intense right now. That's why it feels like there's this ripple of chaos and overwhelm in the collective, and we're feeling it on such an individual level as well. We are deeply, deeply feeling our wounds. We are deeply, deeply feeling our disconnection. We are deeply, deeply feeling our lack of ability to speak our truth, to tell the truth, to live our truth. This is a problem. This is a really big problem. So this talk here today is really about a petition and an invitation for you to, if you are really needing healing, stop denying yourself the healing. Reach out and ask for help. Find a soul sister that you really, really jibe with and reach out to her and say, you know what, hey, I'm hurting. I need some help. Reach out to me. I have so many resources, free content for healing. If you go to my podcast, The Abundant Intuitive, if you go to my YouTube channel, if you go to my website, I have tons of free resources that can help you go if you're going through some sort of a healing crisis. If it's very intense, you want to reach out to someone and get more help than just a free healing. But it's a good start. If you feel like you just don't know where to start, or you don't even know how to ask for help, this is a cue for you to ask somebody for something, or to just come out and say, as our brave friend Crystal did the other day in my Sending Earth Creatrix group, I'm hurting. I'm in pain. Please see me. If anyone has anything that can help me, please help me. There is nothing weak about that. There is nothing disempowering about that. In fact, it's just the opposite. When you accept with radical self-acceptance that you have, yes, you're a powerful person, but you have limitations. That you can only go so far to help yourself. Our human experience here is not one of being completely individuated and alone. Our human experience is about community. Our human experience, and largely the spectrum of emotion that we experience on this planet, is felt through interactions with other people, situations with other parts of humankind, other aspects of humanity, right? We're not meant to go through this process feeling totally alone. In fact, when we do feel that way, that's exactly when we move into places of obsession. That's when we move into substance abuse. That's when we experience addiction. Largely, what people experience with depression and the way they go down the rabbit hole with depression to the point where it could lead to suicide is going into that place of, I feel totally alone. No one sees me. No one understands me. The worst societal problems that take hold are because people feel alone and they feel cast out of their community, whether it's self-imposed or otherwise. So we have an obligation to each other as human beings on this planet, sharing a spectrum of emotional experience, to reach out to each other and to see each other, really see each other. It's no coincidence that we live in a world now where everyone is buried in their phone, and I'm aware that you're probably watching this on your phone right now and not aware of your other surroundings, but it is this part of society that we are so closed off from the person that we're sitting across from the dinner table with, we're sitting across from on a bus, because we're buried in our gadgetry. This is a problem. We don't see each other. We don't see each other. I'm talking about really see each other, yes? And we would rather not, thank you very much, help somebody else out, because I'm dealing with my own shit. So how can I possibly help somebody else out? How can I be available for someone else? Yes, it's important to take care of your shit. Yes, it's important to take care of your own stuff. Yes, it's important to make sure that your vessel is full in order to fully serve another. But sometimes the most powerful healing experiences come from the person that is in pain too, and can say, I see your pain. And again, you don't have to come forth with answers, but it's about creating that connection, making someone feel like they are connected to the rest of us, making someone feel like they are heard, they are seen, they are honored, they are known. I bet everyone watching this can think of one person right now that you could reach out to in this moment. I can think of about 5 people actually that I can reach out to in this moment. One of them just texted me, which is also not a coincidence. So when you think about the level of pain that you're dealing with, the level of chaos that you're dealing with. One of the things that I talk about quite often is having this sense of acceptance, an acceptance of where you are with compassion. This is the biggest part of moving forward. This is in fact how you move forward from that point to move towards more joy in your life, is accepting where you are. And now, some people get confused about this idea of acceptance, meaning that it's just saying that I accept my plight and I have to stay here. No. Acceptance is saying, I have full awareness of my situation. I see exactly where I'm at. I have awareness of all the different players in this game right now. I have awareness of all of the different situations at play. I have awareness of all the puzzle pieces that are on the table right now. And in that moment, you are completely present with your pain. You allow yourself to feel all the feels. You allow yourself to go into the shadow, which is really important, because we don't integrate the lesson of our pain if we don't go into the shadow, if we don't allow ourselves to feel all the feels. So if you are going through this, if you're going through this feeling of chaos and overwhelm and not knowing your place in the world, and you just feel stuck, you feel so consumed by your pain, accept it. Vow to yourself right now that you will accept it with compassion. And when I say acceptance with compassion, that's what radical self-acceptance is knowing where you are and saying, it's okay, I'm okay, I can get out of this, I choose to get out of this. I'm empowered enough to see that there is another way of looking at this, there is a higher perspective of this situation. I may not be there yet. I may not really know the answers to getting out of this yet. But here's what happens when we move into this place of radical self-acceptance. We are solution-oriented because we've moved out of the place of total hurt and anger and victim mode. When we take even the smallest baby step out of that place, you are solution-oriented, meaning you don't have to keep focusing on the how, of how you're going to get out of that situation. The how shows up. You have to be in that place of radical self-acceptance to move out of where you are. It's just about accepting where you are, knowing you don't have to stay there. That is your choice to stay there or your choice to move out of that place. Accepting it radically with compassion is your key to get out of that situation every single time. And here's another nuance to this that we can really anchor into as women. We have a keen sense of natural cycles, probably more so than men. As women, we are so intrinsically tied to the earth. We are tied to Mother Earth very strongly. We are tied to the cycles because we experience the cycles of life probably more keenly. One way, of course, is having menstrual cycles, right? Going through menopause. We know that there are cycles of being the virgin, the maiden, the mother, and the crone. We have a more keen connection to cycles more than men. And that's not diminishing the masculine experience at all. They experience their connection to the earth and cycles in a different way. But we have an experience with the natural cycles very, very keenly. So we understand that there are seasons in our life very keenly. So we all have a spring, we all have a summer, we all have a winter, and we all have fall, okay? If you can look at your life in this place, if you can go into this place of radical self-acceptance first, accepting where you are with compassion, loving yourself and forgiving yourself for no matter what is going on in your life, whatever perceived hurt that someone has done to you, whatever you've done to someone else, wherever you think you can't forgive yourself or someone else, do it. Because holding on to that blame and resentment keeps you from moving into that place of radical self-acceptance. You literally cannot hold on to both of those feelings at the same time. The blame and the resentment and acceptance. They are counterintuitive. They are counterintentions. So if you can be in that place of radical self-acceptance right now, allow yourself that. Allow yourself to forgive yourself for whatever is going on. Have compassion for you and whoever is involved with whatever is going on with you. And look at it, when you get into that mode, it's much easier to kind of pull back the lens and get the higher God perspective or goddess perspective on where you are and see you are in a cycle. You are in a natural cycle. So if you are craving your summer, which means you are craving freedom, celebration of all of the abundance that you have in your life, going through a period in your life of success and affluence, that's your summer, and you're reaping the rewards of it. You're actively reaping the rewards of it. In order to get there, you have to go through your winter first. Meaning, you have to go through that period of darkness. You have to go through that time of retreat. You have to go through that time of the inner journey. Because you can't reap the rewards without going in and seeing what needs to be fixed, what resistance you're holding on to, what lies you've been telling yourself, what level of self-deception you might be dealing with, or self-denial you might be dealing with. We have to go through the winter. And then the spring, when we go through the winter of going through that period of retreat, that inner journey, and exploring and excavating shadow, in the spring we can plant the seeds that become what we reap in the summertime, if that makes sense. And the fall is just more of a reaping of the rewards. It's the full harvest of all of our hard labors. So if you could look at your life right now with radical self-acceptance, and once you're in that place of a higher perspective, because you'll automatically go into a place of higher perspective if you can radically self-accept where you are with compassion and forgiveness, you automatically move up the emotional spectrum towards more joy. You already move into that zone of solution-oriented mindset. You are completely allowing yourself to have the fertile field for solutions to show up, for answers to show up. And then when you're in that place, think about what cycle you may be in terms of, look at what's been happening over the last couple weeks or couple months for you. What's been going on? What are the larger themes here? What kind of conversations have you been having with others? How have you been feeling? Have you been getting more messages from Source about what you could be doing? About what your real and true desires are, what your truth is? What are you being shown? What are you dreaming about? What kind of people are around you right now? Do you like them? Are you attracting them maybe by default? Would you rather be around another type of person? There are always messages and signs and symbols if we can get into the energetic of the vibration of seeing them. Because if we are so immersed in our pain and so immersed in victim mode and feeling like we have no support and the world is against us, the universe is against us, we are not in a solution-oriented place. And we often can't see the larger picture. So try that. Try some radical self-acceptance. And if you need some help with this, reach out to me. If you want a specific type of healing for what you're going through right now, a free healing resource, please reach out to me. I have all kinds of healing resources on my Abundant Intuitive podcast. This is all free. On my website, CatherineMassel.com, right here on my business page, Catherine Massel Ascending Earth Creatrix on Facebook, or in my Ascending Earth Creatrix Facebook page. There's it's a paid healing library, but it's my Heal, Awaken, Ascend library that has 130 plus energy healings and activations in that group alone, which you can sign up for. That's not free. I have my YouTube channel, which is free. There's tons and tons of healing resources on there. If you want to heal the heart, if you want to heal larger wounds, if you want to work with, my doggy wants to come outside. If you want to work with the archangels, if you want to work with ascended masters, I have all that kind of stuff as free content. So please reach out to me. Reach out to someone that you love and trust for help. Do not think that it makes you weak in order to do that. Do not think that it makes you disempowered to do that. In fact, that's a total act of bravery and courage and confidence to reach out and ask for the help that you need, because you know that you are at that breaking point. You're at the limit. And once you realize that level of support and love that's out there for the asking, it can bolster your hope. It can bolster your feelings of feeling accepted in this world, feeling at home in this world, in your body, on this planet. So I hope this has been helpful for you. Katerina, I see you're just joining. You want to go back and watch this whole thing, love. So I just want you to know that I am here for you too. that's what the Ascending Earth Creatrix group is about. This is a group that you can get support in. This is a group that where you can be accepted without judgment. Without judgment. So do take me up on that offer, and do reach out if you really need help. Those women that have worked with me before, either taking classes or done private one-on-one work with me, will tell you that I will do whatever I can to help. And that's true. Okay? I want to wish you so much love and light, ladies. So much love and light. Bye-bye.